Nation of Intent, it is day 44, 26 days to go, and I put up the Calendly link for you to book your scans. So you can go to www.calendly.com/train on main and book your scans as soon as possible. I just put up the link. We're going to run the scans Friday and Saturday morning. That is this coming Friday, Saturday morning. And there's enough spots for everybody, so let me know if you have any issues getting in or if there's anything else in the way. Also, hopefully you sent in your feedback. The link for this is in your macro email that I sent you yesterday. Okay, before I get to more feedback here, I just want to talk about an essential supplement that everybody should take. I really, really highly recommend this. Probably already a lot of you are already taking it, and it's a fish oil supplement. It's specifically an omega-3 supplementation. And this is really, really important because this is essential fat that we need, that the body cannot produce on its own. We can only consume this. This is really, really important for many, many things, including brain health and eye health. Well, actually, really your nervous system as a whole. Okay, your brain and your eyes are part of your nervous system. Nervous system as a whole, it's really important for reduction of poor cholesterol carriers, increase in good cholesterol carriers, your HDL, lowering of blood pressure. It's supposed to, I don't know if there's any mechanistic data for this, but it's supposed to, for example, essentially clean your arteries. It's a foundation for many hormones in the body. And there's a host of other things. If you look at every cell membrane, essential fats make up part of that, and they've got a role in terms of, basically allowing things to get in and out of the cell, and this includes, signal transduction, etc. Really, really important one to take. I do carry it now, ATP Labs, of course. So little plug. This one I really, really like, and it tastes really good, but more importantly, you get a lot of EPA and DHA per serving. In fact, 2/3 of this product is actually pure EPA, DHA. These are the active components of the omega-3 that you need. So just to give you an example here, in 4.5 grams, you're getting just over 3 grams of combined EPA and DHA. So this is super, super concentrated. I haven't seen an oil this concentrated before. So if you're interested, let me know. I've got it. It's in the supplement cabinet as you walk out the door of the gym. Okay, more of your feedback here. This person writes, this is under name, something specific you can improve upon for the following week. Actually, under my calories, carbs most days, but hitting my protein pretty consistently. Okay, so you can improve on your on getting in all of those calories. Would like to spend more time stretching and doing some extra core work. Okay, so maybe you want to give yourself something that you can be more accountable to here. I don't know. You're going to say, I'm going to stretch 20 minutes per day, or I'm going to do X stretches 3 times per week. Something to that effect. Something that you can be accountable to. Okay, name something specific you need help with. Okay, nothing there. Is there anything you would like me to cover in this week's video series? Swimming. It's difficult to do intervals, but wondering if you've had any thoughts on this as a cardio outlet, as it's easier on the joints and generally encourages aerobic development. Yeah, I don't know per se if you could say it's easier on the joints. It's certainly easier than on your knees than, say, running, but I mean, you're working the joints when you're swimming, to be honest with you. You're going through what we would call isometric tension when you're going through the water, right? The water you're getting that same tension, doesn't matter where you are in the movement. So this is really good for joints, and the tension's not high, right? So this is good for exercising the joints. It's actually really good for rehab of injuries, or it can be for certain ones. So it's actually really good for the musculoskeletal system, in that it's like a very low intensity workout for the muscles. We get movement of the muscles, we get some tension, but not very much. So you are correct in the sense that it is easy on the joints, but I mean, riding a stationary bike, as boring as it is, or doing elliptical or whatever, these are easy on the joints as well. In terms of an aerobic development, swimming is a little bit different because you're in, unless maybe you're in super hot water, but I doubt it, you're in cooler water, so the body doesn't have to do as much work to keep its body temperature down because the waters provide the cooling. Also, there's a buoyancy in the water, and that takes some of the weight away. So if you're walking or you're on a machine or whatever, you're working against the weight of your body. You don't have that here as much because water's holding you up. So generally, when you're doing this type of activity, it's gonna be harder for you to get your heart rate up. So just something to consider. Certainly you could do it. You will definitely have a harder time getting your heart rate up when you're doing this. I watch all the videos. So this is under additional comments, questions. I watch all the videos, and while I may be in the minority in that I'm on target and following the pillars of the challenge pretty closely, although not always 100% perfect, it can be a little demotivating, tedious, to listen to the reminders and warnings about not logging food or whatnot. Understand why you do it, but it's important for people to hear that message. But I wonder if there's a way to send feedback more directly to the relevant individuals without taking too much of your time. That way you can dedicate more of the video to really helpful and informative content that we otherwise see every day. Thank you. Okay, listen, it's noted, but I tell you, this is just something that most people deal with. They don't get their food down 100%. And then, they come in for their scans and they wonder what's going on. They don't understand why they're not getting to their target goal. So it's really something that, as tedious or as monotonous or as boring as it sounds, it's so important. And maybe maybe there's a better way of me putting it out there to emphasize its importance. But yeah, I don't really know how to say this in any other way than people don't realize it, and it seems like, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe that, it's pointless saying it, but it is so important, and it's something that I feel like if I don't say, people might wonder, well, it doesn't seem like it's that important, right? So it's kind of one of those things like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So anyways, but listen, you're under your calories and your carbs, so let's get on that. Also, you didn't get all your cardiovascular things in either, so. All right, 8 minutes in, let's get to the message of the day. That's day 44. The message is, sometimes you just have to get going to get going. I mean, really, it's really that simple. I'm sure you've dealt with this. I deal with it. There are times where you're like, you're thinking about having to do what you have to do, and then you put it off, and then you think about the fact that you have to do it, and then it actually gets more painful because you don't do it. But sometimes you just have to get going to get going. So in these instances, I'm going to really encourage you to do one of two things. Either do it right away, don't think about it, or you might be super tired. This happens to me sometimes. In that case, it's like, okay, I'm not going to attempt to do anything. I'm just going to go and I'm going to rest. Actually, I'm actually going to just rest and refresh, and then go and do the activity. But more often than not, it's like it just becomes more painful if you think about it. So sometimes you just got to say, okay, I know I got to do it, so let's just go and do it. And this is something that is more often than not most attributable to cardio, right? Cardio is one of those things where it's like, I don't feel like doing it. I really dislike cardio personally myself, and for that, I do it first thing in the morning. I think I had mentioned that before in previous videos, but yeah, if you have a hard time doing cardio, do it first thing in the morning. But sometimes it's just a matter of getting going to get things going, right? You just got to get the ball rolling to get things rolling, so to speak, right? All right, you guys, positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude. I will put up that Calendly link here any second now. So it should be up by the time this video goes up. I'll talk to y'all soon. See you guys.